Try to imagine this. It's 1944. You're 21 years old. You're flying a P-51 Mustang, a fighter, over France. You're providing an escort for some bombers. You're part of a 5-man escort group. When all of a sudden, out of the rear sky, behind you is the sun, 3 Focke-Wulf 190s come. German airplanes. They start shooting their 20mm guns at you. Your control stick goes dead. The cockpit fills with smoke. Now you're heading for the ground. You start from 18,000 feet. Okay, it's not a movie. This is the real story of Chuck Yeager. It's March 5th, 1944, the day Chuck Yeager got shut down on his 8th combat mission over Europe. What happens next? Well, stay tuned. This is a seat of the pants, no BS story about how the French resistance helped save one of our greatest heroes. Keep watching. Chuck Yeager grew up hunting in the hills of West Virginia. His eyesight was 20/10, so he's a great hunter, but also better to spot enemies before anyone else could. He started out as an aircraft mechanic in the military, then talked his way into going to flight school, and by early 1944, he was flying the ultimate escort fighter, the North American P-51 Mustang. It was a long-range fighter, had 6 .50 caliber machine guns, and had screaming Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. Yeager's bird was named Glamorous Glen, named after the girl back home he was going to marry. Her name was Glennis. He joined the 363rd Fighter Squadron, the 357th Fighter Group at Leiston, England. His first combat mission was February 1944. On March 4th, his 7th mission, he bagged his very first kill, a Messerschmitt Bf 109 over Germany. 1 down, feeling invincible, he was on his way. Then came mission number 8. So March 5th, 1944, Yeager takes off with 4 other Mustangs. They're going to be providing bomber escort over to Bordeaux, France. Yeager's in the rear position, what's called tail end Charlie. So he's got everybody ahead of him so he can see what's going on, but there's nobody covering his tail. So as they approach the target area, that's when 3 German FW-190s come and they start shooting at Yeager's aircraft. He's in the rear position. They manage to sever his control cables, which means he no longer can control the airplane. His Mustang starts to spin and tumble. He's got no control at all. So at 18,000 feet, he punches the canopy, rips off his oxygen mask, helmet, and dinghy pack, and he's free falling. When he gets to 8,000 feet, he finally pulls his ripcord. His chute opens, and as it opens, another German FW-190 comes heading for Chuck Yeager in his only parachute. But luckily, one of the Mustangs is in the area, and it shoots the F-190, knocked it down out of the sky.